Emergency, emergency, emergency. This is Tango Foxtrot Romeo. Can you hear me?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, Jandakot Tower, I can hear you. What's the problem? Tango Foxtrot Romeo, roger. Whereabouts are you at the moment? Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know where your transponder is?
This is Tango Foxtrot Romeo. Can you please hear me? I can't hear you very well. Can you hear me?
Do you have a transponder on board?
I can't hear you very well. I'm going to decrease my engine so I can hear you a little bit better.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know what your altitude is?
Can you hear me?
Romeo, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know where your transponder is? Tango Foxtrot Romeo, are you familiar with how to operate the airplane?
Very, very light. This is my first lesson.
Instructor at the moment, are they unconscious?
He's leaning over my shoulder. I'm trying to keep him up, but he keeps falling down.
It's on the aircraft. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that the wings stay level and that you keep consistent speed and consistent altitude.
At the moment, my altitude is 1,900.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, roger. Do you know if you have a transponder on board? Do you know what that is?
Copy that, I do.
Okay, do you know what it's reading right now?
What's that, sorry?
What's the numbers on the transponder?
Can you repeat that, please?
What are the numbers on the transponder reading?
The reading is nose down.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, can you see any obvious landmarks? For example, the Kwinana Freeway. Can you see that out the window at all?
Yes, I can see Thompson Lake.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, good. I think we have you identified at the moment. Can you see the Jandakot Airport at all? I've activated the rotating light on top of the tower. At the moment it looks like you're heading north, and it should be, if you look directly ahead and then to the right just a little bit, you should see the runways there. Can you see that?
Yep, I'm just going over Thompson Lake. We were originally meant to be going through the boat shed and then coming through, but what runway do you want me to land on?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, we will try to get you in for runway 30. You can come straight to the airport right now if you like, come direct to Jandakot.
Copy that. Do you want me to wash some of this speed off? Because currently I'm at 2,600 and my airspeed is 1,110.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, we did copy that. We're just trying to visually identify you at the moment. Can you make a very gentle right turn for me, and that'll help us identify who you are?
Copy that. Doing a right turn now.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, thanks. We can see you out the window, so we're tracking where you are at the moment. You're doing a really great job. I know this is very stressful, but you're doing an amazing job, and we're going to help you get down to the ground, okay?
If I do a flyover first, please.
As well, to your company, just to make them aware of everything that's happening, so they can help out as needed shortly. So if you want to just straight away, we'll just overfly to the field and get you nice and comfortable with that. So you can just overfly direct Jandakot, and we'll get you having a look at the runways so that you're familiar with the runway that we're going to get you to land on.
Copy that. I'll just do a fly around then.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, there's currently no other traffic airborne at Jandakot at the moment, so you're not going to be getting too close to anyone. That's going to be fine.
Sorry, what was that? Can you repeat that?
Foxtrot Romeo, there's no one else airborne at Jandakot at the moment. You're the only one up there, so you can take your time just getting familiar. There's no one else that you're going to be getting anywhere close to. If you want to reduce your speed there, just watch, it's called your RPM, that 2,600 that you were talking about, that's your RPM. Just make sure that the numbers on that are in the green, not yellow or red, and you can just gently reduce that speed there, but just keep an eye on your speed, that you're not going into the red too much, and keeping those wings level and keeping your nose nice and level on the horizon.
Yes, copy that. I've decreased it now just under 2,500, so I'll just maintain this at the moment.
Okay, Tango Foxtrot Romeo, we're getting an instructor out at the moment to help give you more specific information for your aircraft. Right now you're flying in that 1-2 direction, so the runway that you're sort of going in the direction of is going to be opposite direction to where you're going to be flying to. Did you want to make a slight right turn? If you want, or yep, there you go. So just continue that nice right turn for me, and out the right-hand side of the window you'll see the runways, and I'll just get you to have a look at the runway you're going to land on.
Copy that. Thanks for your help.
Alright, that's what we're here for.
Lucky I remembered how to put onto the actual right radio, because we were on the ATIS.
Yeah, the ATIS won't be helping you, but I will be able to help you. That's what we're here for, so it's a really good thing you're able to find that. So at the right-hand side of the window, you're going to see runway 30. You'll see an aircraft waiting on the ground right next to the runway, and that's the threshold that you're going to land on. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see the headlights of the aircraft.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo. Just in front of you and just slightly to the left is the runway we're going to land you on. That's runway 30. So if you're able to see it, there's 3 runways at the airport. There's 2 that are parallel to each other. There's one single runway that's crossing across both of them. That runway's out to your left right now. That's the runway we're going to land you on. Can you see that? Big 30 on the threshold?
Yep, copy that.
Yes, that's the one we're going to land you on. So what I want you to do now is make a left 90-degree turn to start flying along that runway, and that's going to get you into a nice circle pattern that's going to fly you along the runway and then back onto a left turn to sort of start doing a circle over that runway, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you just want me to do a circuit around that runway?
That's correct. So right now just straighten up, go nice wings level, nice and calm, and straight up the runway and just fly along the runway so you get an idea of what it feels like to be overflying that runway. Tango Foxtrot Romeo, have you landed any aircraft before by yourself or with someone else at the controls with you?
No, I haven't.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, understood. When you're ready, make a left turn, and we're going to start a nice square circuit around that runway, so that'll be your next leg is a nice 90-degree turn there. Tango Foxtrot Romeo, can you tell me how your instructor's doing at the moment? How's he looking?
No, he hasn't woken up. I've just tried to lift his head back up just to check to see how he's going, but he's not responding. So we're going to need an ambulance and somebody here ASAP.
The airplane, the instructor, we do have an ambulance coming. They're on the way, so they're going to meet you on the ground and they're going to give him the best care that they can. The most important thing, because he's sitting, if you can, keep his head upright, sort of leaning back against the headrest if there is one, and that'll just keep his airway nice and open for us.
Copy that. Okay, he's opening his eyes now.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, Roger, are you able to communicate with him at all?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, is your instructor communicating at all?
No, he's not.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, that's okay. Your job right now is just keep focusing on that aircraft as best you can. Secondary to that is just to keep his head upright and his body upright in the seat. But we're going to get you on the ground very soon and get both of you guys on the ground safely. When you're ready, make that left turn back towards the runway again, and we'll line you up again and just sort of get your feeling for that. If you want, you can start making a nice gentle descent back towards the runway and sort of start lining you up and get a feel for what it feels like to start descending and landing towards the runway.
Copy that.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, do you know how long have you been airborne? Sorry, do you know how much fuel you might have on board?
I'm not too sure on how it works with gallons, but it says I'm just over half.
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, that's okay. I just had a quick chat actually to your company. They told me you've got 5 hours of fuel on board. So you've got, I think you've spent about an hour airborne so far, so we've got plenty of time to do some practice and rehearsal before we get you on the ground, so nothing to worry about there.
Okay, so when would you like me to get onto the ground then?
Tango Foxtrot Romeo, ultimately it's up to you. We want you to be nice and comfortable before you attempt a landing, so just what you're doing right now and practicing on the runway is really good. So right now, just in this moment, just get a feel for what it looks like with that runway beneath you, and as we slowly descend you towards the runway, when you're happy to make that landing.
Yeah, copy that. That crosswind's pretty bad, so I've just got to get used to the way that the aircraft flies, because normally I'm flying the 172, so this one's a lot different.
Yeah, they've told us that you can fly the 172 after a couple of hours, so that's really, really good. Just keep doing what you're doing and get the feel for how the 152 feels. Obviously a little bit different, but you're doing really, really well. You're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, well, my flight instructor did say that I was the best student he's had.
Well, we definitely have a story to tell at the end of this time.